Did you know that Dasani water is actually really, really bad for you?
What do you mean? I drink a lot of Dasani water.
I know. So there's 3 ingredients that make it the absolute worst water bottle ever.
What are the 3 ingredients?
Okay, so 1, there's salt.
Oh my gosh, there is salt in here.
It makes you more thirsty.
Oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense.
And the second one is actually called magnesium sulfate. So have you ever noticed when you're drinking Dasani, like your mouth gets drier and drier every time?
Yeah, actually kind of, yeah.
So magnesium sulfate is actually a drying agent. So it makes your mouth dry on purpose.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then the last one, potassium chloride. This is where they get you bad. Have you heard of death row?
Yeah, I know what death row is.
Yeah. So on death row, they inject you with 3 different injections. And the last one they inject in you is potassium chloride.
Stop it.
Potassium chloride actually causes cardiac arrest. And it makes the heart stop working.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And we're drinking it in Dasani water.
Oh my gosh, they are trying to kill us.
On the bottle, it says they add it for taste.
And everybody wondering what the taste of death is, you now know what it
Yeah.
is. Have you heard of the Chuck E. Cheese pizza theory and why you shouldn't eat their pizza?
No, what is that?
Okay, so basically there's a theory that employees will go clean the tables, right? And when families are done eating, they'll take the pizza that's left, take it to the back, create a new pizza, and then serve it to someone else.
Are you serious?
Have you noticed that, like, Domino's, Pizza Hut, their pizzas are always very round,
Yeah.
right? But Chuck E. Cheese, it's not an equally round pizza.
Oh my, I remember that when we were kids, when
Yeah.
we go, it would never be equal. It would always be really messed up.
Right. And you know when you cut a pizza, usually they go top to bottom, right? But Chuck E. Cheese, you'll see that the slices,
The cuts don't match.
right, so they're a bunch of random pieces put together.
That's crazy.
I-
There's a theory that all birds are fake.
What?
No, hear me out. In 1972, ex-CIA agent Eugene Price was assigned to Operation Water the Country.
Okay, what's Operation Water the Country?
His job was to remove all birds and replace them with surveillance drones.
What?
No, hear me out. 1972, we're in the middle of the Cold War.
Okay.
The U.S. needs some sort of surveillance to make sure there's no Russian spies in the country.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't expect a bird to be like a spy or drone. Like I wouldn't think
Exactly,
about it.
right? You ever wonder why they sit on the wire now?
Why?
They're charging.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
have you ever seen a dead bird on the ground?
I've never seen a dead bird on the ground. Oh my gosh, I've never seen a dead bird on the ground.
They don't die. They
Oh my
charge.
gosh.
They charge.
Have you ever heard of the Incredibles theory?
No, what is that?
Edna Mode's the best superhero in the Incredibles.
What?
You know like how she's known for making superhero suits?
Yeah.
So in her early years, she actually made a suit for a hero named Stratigale. Stratigale was a teenager who had super strength and could fly. But unfortunately, she died because her cape got stuck into an airplane engine.
Oh, I remember that from the movie.
So ever since then, Edna Mode swore to never put capes on suits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is where the theory comes in.
Uh-huh.
Years later, there's this guy that comes up to Edna Mode and says, "Hey, can you make me a suit? I'm a big fan of Mr. Incredible. Can you help me out?" Edna Mode's like, "Sure," but there's something about this guy that's like really sketchy and makes Edna Mode feel like, oh, there's some evil in this guy.
Oh.
So she builds him the suit, but she purposely puts a cape on the suit knowing that it will hurt him one day.
What?
That guy becomes Syndrome.
No way.
And we all know how Syndrome dies. His cape gets stuck onto the airplane engine just like Stratigale.
Are you... Dude, that makes so much sense.
And that's why Edna Mode's the ultimate hero of the story.
Dude, we gotta give Edna more credit, man.
Right?
Have you ever heard that crazy SpongeBob theory about the Krabby Patty secret formula?
Oh, like how Mr. Krabs killed all the other crabs and uses their meat for the burgers?
No, the true secret formula is whale meat.
What?
Think about it. Mr. Krabs' daughter is Pearl the whale.
Okay.
SpongeBob's parents are both sponges. Patrick's parents are both sea stars. Why does Mr. Krabs have a whale daughter?
Oh my gosh, I guess I never even questioned that.
Right? Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's parents and is now using the meat in Krabby Patties.
Oh my gosh,
Right?
what?
Whales are huge. There's a lot of meat on them, man.
I guess, yeah, it would last a while.
Yeah, and Pearl is now being raised by Mr. Krabs to be killed one day too.
He out here being the real villain, huh?
Mr. Krabs is ruthless, man. He's just trying to get some bread.
He trying to open up those franchises.
Exactly. New In-N-Out.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Finding Nemo theory?
No.
This is going to ruin your day.
Oh, here we go.
So we all know the movie Finding Nemo is about a father fish named Marlin and his son Nemo. And it's Marlin's journey in finding Nemo after he was taken by scuba divers.
Right.
This is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Nemo's not real and never existed.
How does that work?
It's actually Marlin's imagination because he's grieving over the death of his wife and all his kids.
What?
And to make everything worse, the word Nemo in Latin means no one. So Disney's literally telling the audience we have a movie called Finding Nemo, but actually means finding no one because Nemo's not real.
No.
And that's why Dory is such a good friend of Marlin because she has short-term memory loss and can't remember that Nemo's not real.
That makes so much sense now. That didn't even ruin my day. That ruined my whole childhood.
I'm sorry. Have you ever heard of the Hannah Montana theory?
Bro, I love Hannah Montana.
So as you know, Hannah Montana was a show about Miley Stewart who lived a regular life by day, but at night she was a pop star named Hannah Montana.
Right.
What's cool is like how no one knew she was Hannah Montana. It was like a secret identity.
Yeah.
So this is where the theory comes in. And basically the theory is that the entire show of Hannah Montana, all the friends she made, everything she went through, all the songs she wrote, never actually happened. It was all fake.
What?
So Disney actually released an alternate ending to the show where you see a young Miley playing with the doll and her dad walks into her room, but he calls her Miley Cyrus.
No.
Doesn't call her by her show name Miley Stewart,
What?
revealing that Miley Stewart, Hannah Montana weren't actually real. Actually, it was Miley Cyrus's imagination of her dream of one day becoming a pop star.
And she made it.
She made it.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So have you ever heard of the Toy Story theory?
I've heard different ones.
Okay, so this is a sad one.
Oh gosh.
So you know how we never see a father figure for Andy in the movies?
Yeah.
So the theory is that in the first movie, Andy's parents are actually going through a divorce. And before the dad left, he wanted to leave Andy something, so he left him Woody.
He's like, sorry, I don't love your mom anymore, but here's Woody.
Yeah, so this is where it gets crazy. Andy's mom has a new boyfriend, and he knows how much Andy loves Woody, but he wants Andy to love him too. So what does he do? He goes out and he finds the next best toy, Buzz Lightyear, and he gets him it for his birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And throughout the movie, we constantly see Woody and Buzz competing to be Andy's favorite toy. And Woody's always scared that he's going to be replaced by Buzz.
Yeah, you could tell like Woody's jealous of Buzz.
Right, so the theory is too that the writers intended for Woody to represent Andy's real dad and for Buzz to represent the mom's new boyfriend. And they're constantly competing to be Andy's favorite parent.
Dang, that's deep.
But after all the hard things they go through together, Woody and Buzz finally realize it's about just being there for Andy and doing what's best for him.
Wow, that actually makes the movie better.
Right? And now we get to see them live as a happy family.
Until they get sent off to Bonnie's house.
You know that the drink Coca-Cola was actually made to save people's lives?
Oh, stop it. Every time I go to the dentist's office, they're always telling me, don't drink soda and don't drink dark soda.
No, so in 1865, Dr. John Pemberton, the creator of Coca-Cola, fought in the Civil War and mid-fight got severely injured and was given morphine to stop the pain.
The Pepsi family out there with their gun trying to take down the creator of Coke.
Yeah, so luckily he survived the war, but unfortunately became very addicted to the medication morphine. And when used the wrong way, morphine can be really dangerous.
Yeah, morphine's known to like shut down your organ.
Right, and after trying many different formulas and concoctions to stop his addiction, he finally created Pemberton's French wine Coca.
Yeah, you're trying to be like Bill Nye.
So it not only helped him with his addiction, it helped many people around the US with depression, anxiety, and headache.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
But in 1885, alcohol was banned and he had to change his whole formula. And that formula is what is known as today as Coca-Cola.
So what you're trying to say is that Coke no longer saves lives.
Nope.
I knew it.
Did you know the movie Cars might have predicted the future?
What do you mean?
So you know how we see no humans in the movie?
Yeah.
So the theory is that all the cars wiped out the human population and they take the personality of the person that once owned them.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And look at Tesla, right? The new Model S that hasn't come out yet is going to have no gear shifter and no turn signals. It's going to have nothing. It's just going to know where to go based on what's around it.
I know, I heard about that. It's going to know when you want to go forward or you want to go backwards.
Dude, it's going to read your mind.
That's nuts. And there's Neuralink now.
I was just about to get into that. So Neuralink, right, successfully made a monkey understand and play a video game. And Elon Musk even said that one day Neuralink will be able to link to your Tesla.
Could you imagine that there's like a cord that goes from your brain into your car and you plug it right in?
And that's how they'll get the personality.
That's so scary.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, if you want to buy a Tesla, you better be extra nice to your car because it might turn on you.
That thing might kill you, man.
It seriously might. Have you ever heard of the Phineas and Ferb theory?
No, what is that?
This is going to ruin your day again.
Again?
We all know Phineas and Ferb is about two brothers that go on these crazy adventures, and their sister Candace always tries to get them in trouble.
Right.
But this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Phineas is actually dead and isn't really there.
Okay, no way.
It's actually Candace's imagination because she misses her brother Phineas and wishes he was there for Ferb.
What?
You know like how the show says there's 104 days of summer?
Yeah.
There's actually 189 episodes, so how does that make sense?
Wait, what the heck?
The show was on for 4 seasons. The kids stay the same age. They never age. You know why?
Why?
Because Candace only remembers Phineas at that age because that's the age he died. She never saw him get older, so she doesn't know what he looks like.
No.
Whenever Phineas and Ferb are doing something crazy, Candace is always like, Mom, look at what they're doing. And the mom doesn't see anything. She's like, what are you talking about? She feels bad for Candace because she knows she's just imagining her brother because she misses him.
What? Why does this make so much sense?
I know, it's so sad. Have you ever heard of the Frozen theory?
No, what is that?
So we all know the movie Frozen is about Elsa and Anna, and it's like a really happy movie. But this theory is really dark.
Oh boy.
You know how Kristoff and Finn are like best friends? They grew up together?
Yeah.
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Kristoff's guardians, the ice harvesters, actually killed Sven's mom.
What?
You see throughout the movie that Kristoff's wearing this jacket, and it's actually made out of reindeer fur. And that fur is Sven's mom.
No.
The theory is that the ice harvesters killed Sven's mom for her fur for Kristoff's jacket, but felt bad for Sven, so kept him as a pet for Kristoff.
Oh my gosh.
What makes this even more sad is that Sven could smell his mom on Kristoff's jacket, and that's why he trusts Kristoff and feels like there's attachment to him.
Dude, this is so sad.
I know, it's really sad.
I told you everything in the show Stranger Things was real.
What do you mean?
So we know it takes place in the 1980s, in the middle of the Cold War.
Right.
So it's based on a military base called Camp Hero in Montauk, New York, where they would conduct human experiments to help fight in the Cold War.
They're trying to like create the Avengers?
Yeah. So what they would do is they would kidnap children and test them for mind control, telekinesis, and telepathy. And who do we know in the show that has that power? 11.
Oh my god. So 11 was real.
Maybe. And the creators of the show, the Duffer Brothers, actually wanted to call the show the Montauk Project, but Netflix didn't let them.
I wonder if Netflix was like, no, that's too real.
Yeah. But to confirm this, in 1995, President Clinton had to publicly apologize for the events that happened at Camp Hero.
Dang, that's scary.
Who else knows what's out there, man?
I have a crazy story that's going to blow your mind.
Oh boy, let's hear it.
In 2015 in Danbury, Connecticut, there was a teenage girl named Rebecca Townsend. And Rebecca's goal in life was to complete her bucket list.
Wow.
She actually wrote herself a letter of all the things she wanted to do before she died. On that list, there was like take a trip to Spain, have a kiss in the rain like in the movies. The last thing on her list was to save a life before she died. And that was the only thing she hasn't done yet.
That's crazy.
So one day, her and her friend were walking on the street. And as she was crossing the street, unfortunately, she got hit by a car and died.
No.
She managed to complete her bucket list.
Are you serious?
Seconds before getting hit by a car, she managed to push her friend out of the way and in turn saving his life.
Oh, that gave me goosebumps.
I know, it's crazy. So there's another crazy Incredibles movie theory.
Oh, let's hear it.
You know Violet from The Incredibles?
Yeah.
She's not Mr. Incredible's daughter.
Okay, what?
Mr. Incredible has blonde hair, Mrs. Incredible has ginger hair, Dash has blonde hair, and Jack Jack has blonde hair. Violet has jet black hair.
Wait.
It's super, super rare for a dad to have blonde hair and the mom to have ginger hair and their daughter to have jet black hair.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so listen to this. Throughout their entire house, right? There's photos of the family. And there's no photos of anybody outside their family except one photo. Mrs. Incredible has a photo on her dresser with this guy. And this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Mrs. Incredible had an affair early on in her relationship with Mr. Incredible with her pilot, Snug.
No.
Remember in the first movie when Mr. Incredible needs help? Who does she call? She calls Snug because she trusts him.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
And to make things even worse, guess what color hair Snug has?
What?
Jet black hair.
Oh my. You know the show Blue's Clues isn't a kid's show at all?
What do you mean?
So you know the main character Steve?
Yeah.
So there's a theory that he takes drugs to make himself hallucinate.
What?
Yeah, think about it. So throughout the show, we see him have conversations with things that aren't real at all. Like Salt and Pepper, he talks to a mailbox, and then he's always jumping through paintings.
What? You can't jump through paintings either?
Stop. But when he leaves the show, they say he's going to college, right? But the theory is that he's actually going to rehab. Because you're going to tell me a 32-year-old man is graduating high school right now?
Wait, what? He was 32?
He was 32.
Oh my gosh.
You know why no one likes the Chum Bucket in SpongeBob?
Why?
So I read this fandom post by SpongeBob Lover 04, right?
With that name, it better be a good theory.
Yeah, so the theory is that the Chum Bucket runs on cannibalism.
What?
Like, do you know what chum is?
It's like the bait they use to catch like sharks and stuff.
Right, do you know how it's made?
No.
It's ground up fish.
What?
So the theory is that Plankton secretly kills fish and grinds them up and puts it in his burger.
Oh my gosh.
Right, that's why no one likes it, because they're eating themselves.
Yeah, no one's ever in his restaurant. It's always just him and his robot.
Dude, it's cannibalism.
It's worse than McDonald's.
Oh my. Have you ever heard of the Lilo and Stitch theory?
No.
So we know that Lilo and Nani's parents passed away from a car accident, right?
Right.
So you ever wonder why Mr. Bubbles, the social worker, is always checking on Lilo and Nani?
Why?
Okay, so I read this article, and the theory is that Lilo and Nani's parents were actually CIA agents that worked with Mr. Bubbles. And before they died, they instructed him that if anything happens to them, he has to take care of Lilo and Nani.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And at the end of the movie, Mr. Bubbles even tells Nani that he was a CIA agent that used to work with aliens.
Right, I remember that.
Right? Which is why the Grand Councilwoman recognized him. And don't you think it's kind of weird? He went from CIA agent to someone who takes care of kids that have no parents.
Especially how he became a social worker right after Lilo and Nani's parents passed away.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Have you ever heard of the Fairly Odd Parents theory?
No.
So we all know the show's about Timmy Turner's fairy godparents and how his parents don't care about him and his babysitter's always messing with him.
Right.
I saw a video by Watch Mojo, and this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Cosmo and Wanda aren't actually there.
What?
And actually, Timmy's going through depression and needs medication, so Cosmo and Wanda are actually his antidepressant medication.
Oh my gosh.
So Cosmo represents a medication called Prozac, and Wanda represents a medication called Zoloft.
Wait, isn't Prozac a green pill?
Yeah, it's an antidepressant. You know what else is super crazy? The only time you see Cosmo and Wanda in this show is when Timmy's in trouble and needs help.
Yeah.
Because that's when Timmy's having anxiety and needs his antidepressants.
Wait, that makes so much sense.
And just like medication, when you use over the suggested amount, things go wrong for your body and it could be really bad.
Right.
And that's why whenever Cosmo and Wanda use too much of their powers to help Timmy, things go wrong and the show gets out of control.
Wait, now that I think about it, Cosmo and Wanda are always like, are you sure you want to do this to me? It might be dangerous.
They're trying to warn him not to use too much of our powers because it could go wrong for you. But they have to do it anyways because he's taking it.
Oh my gosh, how did I never see that?
I know, it's crazy. Have you heard of the Frozen theory?
Which one?
This is a good one. So I read this article, and remember at the beginning of the film, we see Elsa and Anna's parents going on a boat for a voyage?
Right.
But what people don't know is that Elsa and Anna's mom's actually pregnant, and at some point at sea, she has a baby boy.
What?
Remember how we see Elsa and Anna's parents' boat like in a huge sea storm, and it caused their boat to sink?
Yeah.
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that the baby boy they have at sea is actually Tarzan.
Wait, what?
And that they used a rescue rowboat to get to a nearby jungle.
Wait, I thought they died though.
That's what people think, but when you look at a map, Scandinavia, where Elsa and Anna's from, is right above Africa. So probably after the storm, the closest place to go was the African jungle.
What?
And what makes this theory even crazier is that the director of the film, Jennifer Lee, confirmed that Tarzan is Elsa and Anna's long-lost brother.
No.
So it's not a theory, it's actually a fact.
Wait, that actually makes both movies a lot better though.
It really does.
I'm gonna tell you why Starbucks is the dumbest, smartest company in the world.
Why?
Okay, so everybody knows Starbucks and everybody loves it, right? But have you ever gone in and they spell your name completely wrong?
Yeah, one time I went in and they spelled my name B-I-A-N instead of R-Y-A-N.
Right? Sometimes it's super ridiculous, but the theory is they do it on purpose.
Wait, why?
So multiple Starbucks managers have actually come forward and said that they do it for marketing.
To show how they don't know how to spell?
No, okay, so listen, where else do you see this happen to other people?
Where?
Social media. People post their misspelled names all the time on their stories, right?
Yeah, I guess we've all done it once.
Right, and when you think about it, that turns into free promotion for Starbucks.
I never even thought of that.
Right, and when people see that, they go, oh, I want to see how my name gets spelled.
Yeah, it also makes me want to go and get a drink.
Exactly, and throughout the year, we don't see many Starbucks commercials or promotions, right?
I've never seen a Starbucks ad in my life.
You know why? They don't need it. We do it for them.
Oh my gosh, they out here hacking the system, huh?
Exactly.
Have you heard of the Loki theory?
No.
So we all know Loki's 2 episodes in so far, and he's stuck in the TVA. And the TVA stands for Time Variance Authority.
Right.
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Loki in the TVA is actually stuck in the quantum realm.
Wait, how?
Remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp when they're in the quantum realm? You see like a city in the distance?
Oh, I remember that.
That's the TVA.
What?
Remember the Wasp mom was stuck in the quantum realm? And she said that time moves differently in the quantum realm.
Uh-huh.
And then Ant-Man got stuck in the quantum realm, and he thought he was there for 5 minutes, but he was there for 5 years. And he said that time moves differently in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
So then Loki asked Mobius, how long have you been here for? And Mobius tells him, I don't know. Time moves differently in the TVA.
Wait.
So Mobius and Loki time travel using the TVA through the quantum realm. And guess who else used the quantum realm to time travel? The Avengers.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And get this, the new Ant-Man and the Wasp movie is called Quantumania, and it takes place in the quantum realm. And the main villain is Kang the Conqueror, and Kang the Conqueror is one of the timekeepers in the show Loki.
Wait, what the heck?
Confirming that they may actually be in the quantum realm.
Wait, this is crazy how much sense it's making.
Right? Have you ever heard of the biggest scam in America?
No.
Have you ever gone to a store and tried on clothes in a dressing room and it looked really good so you bought it?
Yeah.
But then when you come home, it looks totally different. It doesn't fit right?
Ooh, that's actually happened to me a lot.
So a few years ago on the show Shark Tank, there was a company called Skinny Mirror. And it's a mirror that makes your reflection look 5 to 10 pounds skinnier.
Wait, what?
And there's a theory that retail stores use this in their dressing rooms to increase sales.
Are you serious?
So on their website, it shows you what you look like in a normal mirror compared to what you look like in the skinny mirror. And you could tell you look a lot skinnier in the skinny mirror.
Oh my gosh.
On their website, retail stores can go in and buy it, and this is what it says. The skinny mirror is an ideal solution for dressing rooms. The subtle yet believable slimming reflection will improve the attitude of their customers' self-image and body. And at the end, it says increasing overall sales.
Okay, that's actually really upsetting.
Right? So I read this article how skinny mirrors make their money, and majority of their money comes from selling it to clothing stores and hotels.
Are you kidding me?
In Shane Dawson's video, he went to go try this out. So what he did was he took a picture in a dressing room, and then he took a picture at his house in the same position and same outfit. You could tell that he was way slimmer at the retail store compared to his home.
Dude, I'm gonna have like mirror trust issues.
Right?
What if I told you the Titanic never sank?
What?
So the owner of the boat, JP Morgan, actually had 2 boats. He had the Titanic and he had the Olympic. And the Olympic was a little bit older and a little bit more run down, and it was also in some accidents.
Okay.
So the theory is that JP Morgan sank the boat on purpose because he knew he would get a lot of money.
What?
He did it for the insurance money, right? But why sink the newly built Titanic when you could scratch off the paint, swap the names, and sink the Olympic instead?
He just painted the word Titanic over the Olympic?
It gets worse. Guess who was on that boat?
Who? I know there's a lot of people on the boat.
All of JP JP Morgan's business competitors.
What?
And not one of them made it out.
Oh my god.
But guess who wasn't on the boat?
Who?
JP Morgan.
Was he supposed to be?
He canceled minutes before it left.
Because he knew it was gonna sink.
And there was a guy named James Fenton, right, who survived and worked on the boat. And on his deathbed, his last words were, "The Titanic never sank. It was the Olympic."
Wait, what?
And he said that if he said anything, something bad would happen to him.
So what you're trying to say is the movie Titanic's actually called the Olympic.
Exactly. You know that the original Cinderella story wasn't made for kids at all?
Wait, what?
So we know that Cinderella had two evil stepsisters, right? That were so desperate to fit in the glass slipper to marry the prince, right?
Right.
But in the original story written in 1812, the evil stepmom was even more desperate for their daughters to marry the prince. So you know what she did?
What'd you do?
She willingly cut off the toes and the heels of her daughters so they could fit in the slipper.
What?
Ryan, she literally cut off their toes, cut off their heels so they would fit in a shoe.
Talk about tough love, huh?
Right? But thank goodness the prince didn't buy it.
Gee, I wonder what gave it away. Maybe when there was no toes on their feet?
Right? So you know how in Disney Cinderella, she always has magical birds that sing and like help her?
Yeah.
Well, in the original story, those birds were so mad at the evil stepsisters that at Cinderella's wedding, they went to them, pecked out their eyes, and ate them.
This whole time I thought Cinderella had it bad.
Right? Karma really got the stepsisters.
Well, you know one thing is that they don't have eyes and they don't have toes. Have you heard of the Tangled theory?
No.
What if I told you there's a theory that would totally change the whole movie?
Wait, what?
So you know how the evil mom stole Rapunzel from the castle because she wants her hair because it keeps her young?
Yeah.
So this is where the theory comes in. If the evil mom never told Rapunzel when her birthday is, Rapunzel would have never ran away from her.
Wait, why?
So you know every year on her birthday how her dad will send those lamps into the sky, hoping that one day Rapunzel will come back?
Yeah, I remember that.
And every year on Rapunzel's birthday, she's like looking at the lamps. It's like, oh my gosh, those are meant for me because it's my birthday.
Yeah.
But if the evil mom would have just told her birthday was a different day, she would have never thought those lamps were for her, and she would have never went out to go try to see if those were for her.
Wait, what the heck?
All the evil mom had to do was never tell her birthday, and she would still be with the evil mom, and the evil mom would still be stealing her hair.
Oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense.
These Disney villains are pretty dumb, huh?
They need some help, man.